Hello everybody, my name is Lajos Árpád and I would like to show you a game which was played on Chess Corner a few years ago. My opponent was nicknamed Nell and he was with the white pieces. The game goes e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop e7. This is the Hungarian defense to bishop c4, knight c3, knight f6, d3, castle, castle, d6, a3, bishop g4, b4. I consider this a dubious move. In my opinion, in this position, after bishop g4, bishop e3 was a much better response because it controls the critical d4 point, where now after b4 black can exert pressure on white. Knight d4 was played, bishop e4, knight takes f3 check, g takes f3. Look at the position now. Black has a better pawn structure, white has opened the g file, so he can attack there with a rook, and the e7 bishop is pretty weak. If black can defend his king and develop the e7 bishop, he will have a pretty good position. So now bishop h5 happened, king h1, queen d7, rook g1. White wants to use that g file, the semi-opened g file. c6 controls the b5 and d5 squares. Bishop h6. The g7 pawn is truly attacked by two pieces, so black has to close some lines here, because this way he will win a tempo, and with it he will be in a dominant position. Bishop g6, f4, e takes f4, bishop takes f4. So black had the option of g takes h6, but after f5 white has a truly powerful attack and wins back the piece. I didn't want this to happen, so I took with my e-pawn, he takes f4, bishop takes f4, d5, he takes d5. Yes, d5. This is a strong move, and the plan behind this move is to develop my bishop. So d5, e takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, c takes d5, bishop b3, bishop f6, d4. My rook from a8 must be developed, so rook a c8 happened, bishop g5, rook c3. This is not a very strong move. I'll show you in the near future why. Because I considered the continuation of the game winning for black, but I was wrong because I couldn't see a pretty beautiful combination from white spot. White took my bishop, correct move, bishop takes f6, and black should have taken now g takes f6. Instead, I've played bishop e4 check. My opponent blundered, rook g2, bishop takes g2 check, king takes g2, g takes f6, king h1, queen f5, queen d2, queen f3 check, king g1, king h8, bringing the rook into the attack, king f1, queen h1 check, king e2, rook e8 check, queen e3, white must sacrifice his queen, rook e takes e3 check, f takes e3, queen takes h2 check, king d1, rook takes b3, c takes b3, queen g1 check, king c2, queen takes a1, a4, queen e1, b5, queen takes e3, b4, queen takes d4, king b3, queen d3 check, king b2, queen c4, king a3, d4, a5, b6, a takes b6, a takes b6, king b2, d3, king a3, d2, king b2, d1 queen, king a3, and checkmate. Let's see what other option had white instead of that rook g2, because in that position white was simply winning. Instead of rook g2, f3 was a winning move. Interesting, but it's winning. For example, bishop takes f3 check, queen takes f3, rook takes f3, rook takes g7 check, king h8, rook takes f7 check, rook must take this bishop, rook takes f6, and after rook takes d7, white has a bishop and a pawn advantage. So obviously this is losing. Let's try in the other way. Rook takes f3. After rook takes g7 check, king h8, queen takes f3, bishop takes f3, check, rook g2 is checkmate. This was the move I've missed in my analysis, and I didn't see that after a queen sacrifice and checkmate from check, white is winning this line, because this is so obscure. I couldn't believe it to be true when I've seen just after I've made my wrong move of bishop e4 check. So after queen takes f3, what could black play? What could he do to prevent a checkmate here? What is black's option? Let's see. For example, queen f5, to attack both the queen, which is pinned to the king, and the bishop. In this case, white has rook g2 check, closing the diagonal and giving check with the bishop. Queen takes f6 is forced, and queen can take f6 with checkmate because the rook just closed the diagonal. Thank you for the attention given, and goodbye.